Can't stop, won't stop. Hey, can't stop, won't stop. Hey. Just because you pick bad don't mean love is dead, bruh. That's not what it means.
Hey, we
One
gonna
plus
clip
one
that
do
up.
not equal three, bruh. This is episode 111 of the Rhythm and Rhymes podcast. I'm your host, AJ Hughes. I'm here with my co-host, Antonio Hughes. How's it going, brother?
I can't complain. Your boy got a full-time offer, so that's pretty good. But otherwise, it's getting cold. As Just getting super cold out here. I'm not liking that. AJ was talking about how he was a little sick. I've been feeling a little sick. I'm not gonna lie, but getting through it. So another week, man.
Shout out to them employed brothers out there, man. Shout out to them dudes out there trying to get a job. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them dudes not trying to get a job. I don't know what you're trying to do. Shout out to them too. You know what I'm saying? Usually I feel like we start with music or like a really big topic. The one news article that I seen right before we started that I found super interesting for personal reasons and for broader reasons is this TikTok and iHeartRadio collaboration, right? Did you see this before I added it, or should I give you all the context?
Go ahead and give me the context because I didn't see the whole thing.
All right. So iHeartRadio and TikTok started a podcast network and a radio station, right? Basically, the TikTok podcast network will include up to 25 new podcasts hosted by TikTok creators. iHeart is opening co-branded studios in LA, New York, and Atlanta for production. The shows will be distributed across iHeart platforms, the iHeartRadio app, and all major podcast platforms. And the best moments will be posted on TikTok. Essentially, they'll just be clicked on TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
TikTok Radio, a new digital and broadcast radio. This is the interesting part to me. A new digital and broadcast radio format featuring TikTok creators and iHeart personalities together will air on iHeart radio stations nationwide and stream digitally. Program will focus on music trending on TikTok, plus segments called Behind the Charts and New Music Fridays. The live event integration. TikTok creators will get access to iHeart Radio Music Festival, Jingle Ball, and other marquee events. And there will be opportunities for other brand activations. This matters for a couple of reasons, right? One, I think TikTok is the quickest to respond to consumer data,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I feel like if you are on TikTok enough brain rotting, you've seen mad people, yo, TikTok needs a radio station. TikTok needs a radio station. I've been seeing that for mad long, right? And nobody knew what that would look like, right? Because having it just directly in the app wouldn't necessarily make sense because if you're trying to listen to music like in a radio format, you couldn't necessarily do it in the same fashion on TikTok, right? You got to have the app open, you know what I'm saying, burning all that battery. It don't work that way. So for them to go out and get a partnership with a like a legit distributor like iHeartRadio, I think it speaks to their savviness in terms of listening to consumer data. And also, I think it's interesting that they also had the podcast arm. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about radio in its older fashion, talk show radio was a lot of talk and then music or talk like conversation for 30, 40 minutes, ads, etc. So they have both components of it. I just wonder, and maybe this is the Gen Zer in me. Like how many people are listening to traditional radio in our demographic still? That would be my only question to the radio component. But generally, what do you think of this announcement? Don't speak of what it could potentially mean for us, but speak to it what it means for the field, like for music in general.
I think it's very interesting. I think we've obviously seen this growth in podcasting and podcast platforms being able to blow up. So I would love to see like who they're going to bring on as far as creators. Like they've said, like you said, there's about 25 they're going to bring on. So I'd love to see who they're going to actually bring on to speak, who they think has enough, like, I guess, interest in what they say to really get that type of podcast going. I also do think it's interesting that they were even able to partner with iHeart just because of all like the, I guess, the legal stuff going on with them having to give up the platform and ByteDance and all that stuff. So I'd love to see how this kind of translates. I don't know. I'm kind of confused on how it does, but I also think them adding on the podcast arm was a good idea. Like you said, the talk show radio was a thing, and I think podcasts have become that sort of like talk show radio. So I think it's kind of just like replacing it in a way. But I do think it opens up a lot of opportunity. I think that yeah, that's probably what I would say. I think that it opens up a lot of opportunity. I don't really know. As far as the live event integration, I don't really know what are we gonna go watch TikTokers do dances? Are we gonna go watch them speak? Like, what is it gonna be? I'd wanna. I guess I'm more so
That and
curious to see.
that's my thing, right? Like, I'm not one of the boomers that would say like, "Oh, TikTokers, TikToker,"
Mhm.
with the negative connotation. But Spotify went and got the Obamas. Where's their podcast? You know what I'm saying? And so, to the podcast component, the reason I'm questionable is mainly because if they're making short form content now, I would be willing to bet the majority of those making short form content, I don't want to say aren't capable, but don't either one, don't want to, or two, had no interest in, one, don't want to, or two, had no interest in actually doing long form audio style content in that way. That would
Right.
be my guess, right? Or they may not have the skills or abilities to do so, which may add friction to them starting a podcast, right? Like having a name on TikTok or having a personality on TikTok might not necessarily translate to you having a long form podcast, as we've seen, right?
Mhm.
Like being the Obamas, people are going to listen, but it didn't translate to having a long standing podcast. So that's why I'm more questionable to that side. To the TikTok radio side, there's enough people on there doing their own version of a radio show now to just translate that immediately. I don't think that's crazy. My favorite, like the person I watched the most outside of his name is Pito. Shout out Pito. Outside of him, DJ Ebro streams Apple Music Radio on TikTok when he's doing his set every
Mm.
day. And so I'll watch it. He'll interact with the audience and stuff like that, or like the people in the comments. I think that's cool. So I think the radio side, they'll have an easier way of integrating that into radio. But I think like Spotify and YouTube would have to act as they would have to essentially build the tech to just be traditional radio. That's what I think would have to happen. I think you'd have to be able to log into the Spotify app, be able to click on 1075 WGCI, close the phone, you know what I'm saying? And it'd have to be in that similar fashion where you could just tune in wherever it is. YouTube the same. Because YouTube you can only close the app when you have premium. If you don't have premium, you can't close the app and continue the content. YouTube Music you can, you know what I'm saying? But I think it would have to be some version of that for it to work. I still don't think like people are in our demographic are downloading Sirius XM, iHeartRadio to go listen to music. I just don't feel like that's happening.
Yeah, I guess I could get behind that because I do feel like, well, Sirius has the advantage of already being in cars. So, like, having
Right.
partnerships with car companies will definitely set them up to be able to just already be in there and kind of be able to market that way. But iHeart, I definitely feel like I see people like mom's age because mom literally uses iHeart, but people like my mom's age,
92.3, 102, 92.3 or 102 point, what is it, 102.3?
yeah, bro, 104.3 out here now, too. That one.
104.3. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the GOATs, bruh. Shout out to the GOATs. When Mom and Lives turn on 107.5, 92.3 held us down. 102.3 held us down, boy. That's a fact. That's a fact. I think this is interesting for a lot of reasons. Um, yeah, I thought this was a cool article to go through. I want to get into these two albums very quickly, and then I think this last topic you have on here is also interesting. Everything is a Lot by Wale. Wale finally put the album out. Let me tell you how many songs it is. It's 18 songs, 52 minutes. Features includes BNYX. I don't know how you pronounce that. Leon Thomas, Tenny, Sai Vibes, Odumodu Block, Odile, Andre Day, Ty Dolla Sign, Nino Pade, and Shabuzi. What were your thoughts on this project, if you had any?
I like this project a lot. I feel like his sample picking was very good. To hear him add those in the different songs was fire to me. Leon Thomas is obviously one of my favorite artists right now, so hearing him on there was fire. I really liked Mirror on the Bends with BNYX. And I think this album was a lot more melodic than I was expecting because I feel like in the rollout and what we were getting before this, there was the song on the Anthony Edwards album. There was different songs that just sounded more rap heavy, I guess. He did the CRG freestyle, the over the Central CB. Like I was expecting a more rap album, and there was a lot of rap on here. Of course, it was. I guess it was more so like introspective, and it was a little bit slower. But I definitely appreciated this album a lot. I always appreciate getting Wale, and I definitely am glad we got some Wale in 2025. I think we got a lot of good music this year, and this is not anything different. So,
I agree with you. I think I don't know if I had expectations for this project necessarily.
mhm,
Um, but anytime I think about Wale, I'm like, it don't feel like it's hip hop, but it don't feel like specifically rap. It don't
mhm,
feel specifically R&B. It's somewhere in between. And in my head, it's just poetry. In my
right,
head, it's just like he pick an R&B beat, he rhyming over this R&B beat, saying some some seductive, poetic. I don't even know how to describe what he be doing, but I feel like when I thought about the combination of his lyrics and his vocals with the production, it made me think like how many people have, like, I don't want to say bit the formula, but it's like it's hip hop enough, but this is like R&B music. It's somewhere in between. It's hip hop and B or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I kept thinking of like Blast and A Boogie. I got thoughts on A Boogie after this. Good thoughts. But I was just like, there's so many people in that intersection of like, is this hip hop? Is this R&B? And I feel like he does it the best. Songs that stood out to me, obviously the intro, that first bar where he said, my baby mother said she gonna divorce her husband or whatever bro, that's a crazy bar to start your album with. I literally restarted the album 5 times. I restarted the song 5 times. I'm like, did I hear this correctly? Did he just start the album with that? The beat was crazy. That song was one of my favorites on the album. The Leon Thomas one, that's a that hook is crazy. That hook is crazy.
mhm,
I think
mhm.
we were talking about Blast as like the hook king for a long time. Leon Thomas had it. We kissing in a club, like we are in love. I was like, yo, that's crazy. I don't be kissing in the club, but I can imagine what that feel like. That's what I was thinking. Um, I love that song though. That's the highlight of the album for me. I didn't like the Afrobeat song, which is kind of like disappointing, knowing how much I'm into Afrobeats now. Sai Vibes and Tenny didn't really particularly like it that much, but I like all the artists on the song, which was kind of crazy. Um, Odu Modu Block, it was okay. It was okay. I kind of liked Blood on the Dance Floor more
Mhm.
than I liked this one. I like that collaboration more than I like this one. So, I'm glad they collaborated again, but I still think, solid uh showing. City on Fire didn't sound as bad in the flow of the album. I'll say that.
You still
I'll
hating on
say
that
that.
song?
I am. I am. This is the only critique I've had of Odile ever. The only one. You know what I'm saying? But I was glad to get through this. This was the most listened to project for me this weekend, I will say. So if you're into hip hop and B, I'm coining that. I'm going to trademark it. Hip hop and B. I'll go listen to this.
It's damn near like new age neo soul, but we'll go with hip hop and B and get that trademark.
Right. Right, right, right. Okay. Um finally over it. Summer Walker. The album cover. Every time I look at it. 18 songs, 55 minutes. Crazy features on here. Mariah the Scientist, Lotto, Doja Cat, Chris Brown, Anderson Paak, Bryson Tiller, Sailor, Glorilla, Sexy Red, 21 Savage, Brent Fayez, Teddy Swims. Um, that's a crazy lineup. I'm gonna be honest. I this is where I'm gonna start because I feel like, let me ask you first. Did you finish the project?
I did finish the project. I finished the rest in the gym today. Actually, I don't know why I was listening to it in the gym, but finish it.
That's maniac behavior. That's uh, yo, listening to Summer Walker in the gym, bro. You got to be doing like cardio or like plyometrics or like not even
I was
plyometrics.
no, I was literally on the treadmill listening to the Teddy Swim song. Like I was definitely mid
That's
run.
crazy. So I'm just gonna provide transparency and let you do the review. Then I started listening to this. I got 4 songs in, and a TikTok came across my phone of DTB Interlude by A Boogie, and I went back and listened to um, what is this project by A Boogie? I went back and listened to Artists by A Boogie. I'm not gonna lie, I got sidetracked. The algorithm got me. So I'm not about to do a breakdown on Artists by A Boogie. But I think you should do a breakdown on Finally Over It because I will get to it at some point. What I heard was good, but I'm not the one to speak on this right now.
Okay. Well, I will say the Over It series has been some of my favorite R&B in the past. What is 2025? Past 10 years to me. So, still Over It is one of my favorite projects of the 2020s. So I did have rather high expectations going into this. I will say we got to bring back Yearning. I might say it every week because for her to start, and I made a TikTok about this, for her to start the album with "I Should Have Robbed You," you were looking like a lick. Girl, like are the girls even lovey dovey no more? Like, are we're just giving up on that too? But
No,
whatever.
no, they're not, bro. Listen. We are not the is. Do you want a gay son, fat daughter podcast? But we could be. I have an hour on that right now. But I digress.
But okay, but that was funny. I did like this album still. I did feel like she had a lot of moments where she was just basically like, I'm not fucking with these niggas, like fuck these niggas. But I felt like the actual singing technicals on the album was good. It was a little more like rappy than I was expecting. Like it felt a little more like she was kind of rhyming over slower beats and stuff like that, as opposed to like real like heavy ballads and how her a lot of her old albums were. Like I feel like a lot of her old albums had a lot of heavy ballads, a lot of just more I guess deeper R&B, but I did still like a lot of the songs on here. I would say some of my favorites, "Go Girl" with Lotto and Doja Cat. I think that was a good song. Um, "Heart of a Woman" did still sound good in the flow of the album. Like coming after the Anderson .Paak song was really good. Bryson Tiller, that Give Me a Reason. I always like to hear B Tiller, so that was another good song. I thought Baller was actually one of the funniest songs I've heard this year. I don't know why it was funny. I was laughing just at the concept and the way they came on the song. It was funny. And then I think my favorite song was probably the one with 21 Savage. There's something about 21
Really?
Savage. Yes, there's something about 21 Savage and an R&B like feature. Like he on an R&B album, he be killing that. But I think that and probably the Teddy Swim song, and then I'll even say Robbed You because I feel like that's when it's gonna catch your attention. So for her to,
Robbed you?
yeah, like out there, that's what the song was called.
Alright. Alright. Nah, clear out. Clear out. Clear
Nigga
out.
said,
Listen. There's this rhetoric going around on social media right now, and I'm not about to red pill it, but it's the having a boyfriend is embarrassing.
dude, I saw that.
Having it's this is the stuff that irks my soul. Listen, having a boyfriend is embarrassing. Um, Dating is a humiliation ritual. I almost bought into that for about point 0.7 seconds. I almost bought into it, but then I started thinking, bruh, like bro, remember the days where in the movies, bro was pulling up to the crib with the boombox outside shorty crib. Didn't care what her dad or mom said. Baby,
Mm.
please come outside. I'm trying to see you. I'm trying to talk to you. Bro, dating has always been a humiliation ritual. Stop acting too good, bruh. This is my thing. This is my thing. Just because you pick bad don't mean love is dead, bruh. That's not what it means.
Hey, we
One
gonna
plus
clip
one
that
do
up.
not equal three, bruh.
We clipping that up.
Goodness.
We clipping that up. That's our only clip of the week. That's
Goodness,
all we want to
bruh.
talk about.
Listen. If you want to find love, you gotta be willing to put yourself out there to look crazy, bruh.
Literally.
If only y'all knew how crazy I done looked. I'm the lovey dovey ass dude, bruh. I know. Trust me, I know. Humiliation ritual. Ritual sounds crazy. Bro, I'm trying to get married. I'm trying to have a kid. What are we saying?
Yeah, nah, bro. The
You might
streets
have to
is
go buy her some roses and she might not like you. I'm sorry.
Yo, I'm clipping up that whole part.
Listen, bro. Summer Walker is one of my favorite R&B artists. I agree with you, but just listening to your breakdown, reading off some of the song titles, bro, I went back and looked at Over It, right?
Hmm.
I'm like, has she been giving us this energy throughout the whole thing? Right? Like she been giving us this energy throughout her whole career. Like when I look at the songs on here, playing games, drunk dialing. Drunk dialing is my favorite Summer Walker song of all time.
Hmm.
Come through, like it, just might, anime, I'll kill you, playing games. She's given us little bits of it since, but I feel like those songs, and maybe this is my ignorance to not have like hearing the whole album. But off the song title, like Over It was more like, yo, I hate you, but we're gonna get over it, bro. Or, I hate you, but like, I still love you though. Like it was like the back and forth. The song titles you just read off, what did you just say that just made me robbed you?
That's why I made the TikTok about it though, because like that's what threw me off. I'm like, yo, we're getting to a point where even the girls is just like, nah, these niggas is really just money. Like that's why she came with the fucking cover. Like, and I hate that. But dude, this whole she's going crazy right now. I don't know what it is, bro.
Bro, bring back black love, bro.
Real shit.
Bring back black love. That's all I really gotta say. Um, I did want to mention two things. One, Leo State Trail might be my favorite. He might be my new rapper of the year, in whatever categories we do at the end of the year. He might be. Bro dropped a little EP, 5 songs, you know what I'm saying? And I like it because he's been on this heavy UK drill for the entirety of his career. This is what we own. Bro did a little R&B-ish record, and he did an Afrobeats record. You know what I'm saying? Versatility. I like it. Shout out Zimbabwe. Shout out Tongue Guy. Shout out Olga. Shout out all them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Um, Wanted to mention that briefly. We ain't gonna get into that too long. And then Omale, I see where you going with this. Omale
Mhm.
dropped Waste single. You know what I'm saying? Earlier this year, he had new management. Thames's manager was his manager. Very shortly after, Thames's managers came out. I'm not managing that nigga. He said something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? It was very
What?
clear they had some disagreements. But he put this song out. Bro, you was tripping. This song is good. This song is good. The album, I already know where the album is. Bro, you heard that With You song with Davido? You went
Yep.
back and listened to that?
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun. Only Yo, when that song come on, they gonna want to move his waist. They gonna move his waist. And so this way song, great follow up. All I'm saying is I'm excited. I think he probably has my favorite Afrobeats album of all time. And so I'm excited for the second project because it's going in a different direction. Those are the only two songs that I wanted to mention that came out outside of those two albums. What did anything else catch your eye that I might have missed?
Boldy James put out "Criminally Attached" with one of my favorite white boys, Nicholas Craven. I had to look up where bro was from,
Hey, where is he
like
from?
Canada actually, which is funny. Um,
That's funny.
yeah, but it was another solid album from Boldy. Like Boldy to me is just in that Larry June lane where
Where
I'm
we
not
at with it?
literally, bro.
Block boy, what up?
Literally,
Where we at with it? Yo, Boldy James, that dude, bro. He's
hell
that
yeah.
dude.
Hell yeah. And then another one that I didn't get to listen to yet, but one that I'm gonna check out this upcoming week. T Grizzly put out Street Psalms, sorry. Kind of like Psalms, the book in the Bible. But honestly, I can say the past two T Grizzly albums I really haven't been able to get through. Like I forgot he put out an album earlier in this year too.
He
Haven't been able to
did.
get through it. But I'm gonna listen to both this week and let y'all know if he still got it. But that's kind of
Yeah.
it for me.
Okay. Okay. Um, and then very briefly, did I want to get into Rock Nation? Let's get into Rock Nation next week. I think it's an interesting topic, but I don't want to. I don't want to do it this episode. I did want to ask you briefly. Can you tell the difference between real music, and AI music? I read this. this news article title 50,000 AI tracks flood Deezer daily. As studies show, 97% of listeners can't tell the difference between human made versus fully AI generated music. I don't want to get into the article completely, but I wanted to ask you, can you tell the difference?
I think I could tell the difference. I did have one today where I was looking at like the new music that had came out this week, and there was like this Spanish artist, and I was like, this cover looks rather AI, and I couldn't tell, but I didn't go listen to the album. So maybe I'll come back and be like, I was wrong. But some girl named De La Rose, I don't know if she's been out before, but this album cover looks super AI. Super AI, if you ask me. But the other thing I will say is I feel like I'm seeing some artists too, like the I guess lower artists, people who aren't really known like that, um, more so use it just to make their songs sound better. So it might not all be just fully AI created songs. So, but who
Yeah,
knows?
I'm well, that article is speaking to specifically fully AI created songs. I was more talking to that.
Oh,
I know if they use like auto tune or adjust the pitch or whatever, like, that's different. I don't just mean fully AI songs.
well, I can say I
Um,
can kind of tell the difference between like human is it diction? Is that how you say the like how people speak and how they
yeah,
where is it? Yeah. So like human diction versus chat GPT diction. Like I feel like one that always shows up for me with chat GPT is like it's not just this. It's that like there's like certain ways that chat
right.
GPT phrases stuff or Gemini phrases stuff and you can kind of pick up on it. But I also think some of the basics of it, like I saw a video of I forgot who that was. Whatever. It was on the Joe Budden podcast too, but they was talking about this artist that he had came in and he was using AI to write his songs or whatever. And I was like, this sounds very AI. It's like this sounds very cookie cutter, very basic. But I mean, people have been saying that about Drake for a while now too. So who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe that would be a cool little app. Try and make an AI song.
Oh yeah, we should definitely do that.
We should try it. We should try it. All right. New music you want to share with the people, man. What you got for the people, bro?
Okay. I'll go I'll go off the Boldy James album. I'll just give y'all Mr. Quaker Oats. Interesting song title.
Where we at?
Fire beat, literally. Where we at with it? This nigga always talking where we at. But yeah, that's my I'll give y'all that one and then I'll give y'all a Thumb of Craven because I feel like I didn't listen to much this week, but I'll give y'all that same Boldy James album, Thumb of Craven and Mr. Quaker Oats. Go listen to both of those. And honestly, just go bump the album. So
Okay. Last week I didn't give y'all. Have I talked to you about Hurricane Wisdom?
no.
Okay. Listen, Hurricane Wisdom is one of my new favorite Florida artists. He's from Havana, Florida, which is like a mini suburb. Have you heard of Havana?
Yeah, that shit, bro.
It's
Nah,
near
yeah.
Tallahassee. It's near Tallahassee. You know what I'm saying? And I will say, yo, he signed to Gamma because when I his songs kept coming up in my like suggested feed on Spotify, and when you hear the samples, it's like who are you signed to?
Yeah.
Who are you signed to when you hear the samples? You know what I'm saying? And as I started diving into his music more, you can definitely tell he's playing the streaming game with the amount of songs. It does get a little repetitive throughout the album, but the songs that stick out to me, I mess with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Florida boy, but I do say jit and I do say green. You know what I'm saying? And I respect it. The songs that I wanted to share with y'all, both from him, his on the scene song, the song that got him popular, Lil Hurricane. This song doesn't sound like the rest of his song. This song, you hear the hunger, you hear the potential. It's like, oh, somebody needs to go sign this boy. That's when you hear that song, right? The song that I'm like, oh, okay, he kind of bugging on this. Clippers featuring G Herbo. He doing his thing on that song. He is doing his thing on that song. And I will say, like, I feel like I gotta rep North Florida. That's all I got. I feel like I gotta rep it. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at. Duval 904. Where we at? Block Boy, what's up? They're my two songs for the week. Shout out
Yeah.
Havana, Florida. Shout out 904. Shout out North Florida. Shout out all that.
You can shout out Havana. I don't fuck with Havana. Havana is like, bro. I hate Havana. Havana ain't nothing
I've
good
never
about
been to Havana. I was like, yo, where is Havana? Put it in Google Maps. It's only 2.5 hours. I might have to go check Havana.
it. Don't go check out Havana. Anybody who's from Havana, Florida, comment and tell my brother 5 reasons to not come to Havana. Like,
All right,
that's
yeah, leave that in the comments. Leave that in the comments, man. All right, y'all. Yo, we rolling. We rolling. That's all I gotta say. We rolling. We rolling. Episode, yo, I'm thinking of by episode 200, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. It might not even be that long, bro. It might not even be that long. The fact that we at 111 now,
Mhm.
111 is crazy.
Yeah, because I was talking
That's
to, I was on a podcast this weekend. My
bro
homeboy
doing podcast features.
talking about the
Okay.
pod on the pod. Oh shit!
Okay.
Oh
Inception with it. Inception with it. Pod in the pod in the pod.
shit!
Pod in the pod in the pod. Yeah, no, bro. This is fun. This is fun. I don't know. It's I haven't felt I don't know when it's gonna do its thing, but I feel like we're gonna do our thing soon. And I haven't felt like stopping. That's all I can say.
Yeah, don't stop. That's our message for the week. Don't stop. Keep going.
Can't stop, won't stop. Hey, can't stop, won't stop. Hey.
Nigga.
We'll see y'all next week, man.